नमः सर्वेभ्यः शुभमध्याह्नः स्वागतं पुनः कक्ष्यायां तु दशमपाठे तृतीयभागे स्मः प्रहेलिका इत्यस्मिन् भागे इतः पूर्वं व्याकरणांशानां पठनम् अपि च केचन शाकानां नामानि अपि ज्ञातानि अस्माभिः प्रहेलिकायां किमस्ति पठामः सानुजः काननं गत्वा यातु धानान् जघानकः मध्ये वर्णत्रयं दत्वा रावणः कीदृशो वद सानुजः काननं गत्वा यातु धानान् जघानकः मध्ये वर्णत्रयं दत्वा रावणः कीदृशो वद. Very easy one. Sanujaha kananam gatva yatu dhanan jaghan kaha madhye varnatrayam dattva ravanah kidrishaha iti vada. So there is only one sandhi here. Okay, everything is straightforward. This is Kidrishaha has become Kidrusho. Utva has happened of the Visarga. Okay, other than that, there is no sandhi of significant note. For example, Kananam having Anuswara Bindu is also an Anuswara Sandhi, etc. So I'm not going into such micro analysis. So apart from that, it's fairly straightforward. Okay, so let us take the meaning. Sa anujaha atva anujena sahitaha sanujaha, one with his younger brother. Okay, number one. Kananam gatva, kananam paryaya padamasti aranyam ityasya kananam iti. Atra tu dvitiya ekavachane karma sthane asti kananam gatva iti. एषः यः स अनुजेन सह वर्तते सः अरण्यं गत्वा गत्वा इत्यनेन हैविंग गॉन इत्यस्मिन् अर्थे भवति तत्र यातु धानान् इति द्वितीय बहुवचने अस्ति यातु धानः इति प्रथम एकवचने यातु धानः इत्युक्ते राक्षसाः राक्षसः इति अर्थः राक्षसः अन्यानि नामानि अपि सन्ति परन्तु राक्षसः इति चेत् वयं सर्वे जानीमः यातु धानः इति यातु धानाः इति बहुवचने तस्य एव कर्म स्थाने यातु धानान् इति द्वितीयायां भवति तु जघान अस्माभिः दृष्टपूर्वं किल वाल्मीकिः जगाम जगाम इति बहु उपयोगं करोति इति लिट् लकारस्य एतदपि लिट् लकारे घ इत्यत्र घ्नन्ति इति यत् जानीमः one who that is killed so जघान इति रूपं तत्र ओके जघान इति लिटि एकवचने killed dispatched that is the sense okay kaha who so who is with his younger brother having gone to the forest dispatched the rakshasas okay so very clear answer okay we all know and also have given enough hint here with beautiful imagination of our artists who it is okay then madhye varnatrayam dattva so whatever is the answer to the first half giving 3 additional letters in the middle of what is the answer to that okay Tattva Ravanah Kidrishaha iti vada. Tell how what is the nature of Ravana? Who is this Ravana? That kind of question Kavi is asking as a Prahelika. It's probably one of the easier ones. Okay. Who killed the demons after going to the forest with his younger brother? Add 3 letters in the middle of that word and say what sort of a person Ravana was. Okay. Any guesses?
First part is Ram.
Rama. First part is Ram, no doubt at all. Ramaha
Ra-
iti pratamam.
Rakshasam.
Rakshasam vadati. राक्षसः अपि रावणः तु राक्षसः तत्र चिन्ता नास्ति. Okay, 3 letters you have to add in the middle. Actually, in my mind, 2 answers come, but the book has one of the better answers than what comes to me. Okay, so the answer is very clear. Okay, so Ra dash 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 Maha is the puzzle. Okay, so he is a Rakshasa, no doubt. Okay, so Ravana is a Rakshasa. So one answer that comes to me is Rakshas Adamaha. Okay, that means Rakshaseshu Adamaha, Rakshasadhamaha, the worst of the Rakshasas, like that. But the Kavi is not so harsh. Okay, he gives a complete opposite answer. Rakshasottamaha, the best of the lot, because in Rakshasa Guna he was the best. So Rakshasottamaha, what direction doesn't matter, but he was the top of the heap, being the king also. In fact, he had created a wonderful, very rich capital, which is Sri Lanka, which is described in Ramayana as being of great riches. With a lot of kavitva, it is described. Anyway, Rakshasottamaha is the answer of the Kavi. Okay. So Rakshasanam Uttamaha atava Rakshaseshu twister. Rakshaseshu Uttamaha. Saptami placement, or actually we know Shashti Vibhakti is used to pick one out of a lot. That's also very much possible to use. So this is Samasta Pada. Rakshasanam Uttamaha atva Rakshaseshu Uttamaha. So what do we have here? This one looks like in good times before the Apaharana and such things, right? Though some Mruga is shown, this is not clearly the Maricha Mruga, because that was said to be golden with spots of pearl and all that. So that's not that. So this is clearly Sri Rama in his Valkalam, Narumudi. And I think they are just doing Vihara of Aranya, Dandakaranya, with Lakshmana faithfully following with his bow and arrow ready. Nice. Here we have the post Apaharana scene, beautifully painted. I think much in the style. Maybe it's even Raja Ravi Verma's Kriti. I'm not too sure. I have to check the signatures to understand. And this is Ravana chopping off the wing of Jatayu, literally also injuring him for eventual death in front of Rama. Okay, so that's the one. Okay. Sangrah. Any questions about this Prahelika? Very easy start to the afternoon. Very easy. Okay. Another lovely opportunity to bring in the lovely artwork of various artists with Kritagnata Bhava to them. There's no intent to steal, or it's only with appreciation we share those here in limited resolution. Okay. So Sangrahya Vishayaha, collectible items. Okay, of course, always this has been stuti shlokas of various important gods and bhaktas. Okay, today is the bhakta, who is also a god, of course. Anjaneya. Anjanayaha apatyam puman Anjaneya. So he is named after his mother here. The one born to Anjana, Anjaneya. Okay, so let us look at this verse. Manojavam Marutatulyavegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Vatatmajam Vanarayuthamukyam Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapadye. So the Bhakta is offering his Sharanagati, this Prapadye, I proffer, I go into Sharanu to you. So to whom? All in karma position. Manojavam Marutatulyavegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam. This is a pair. Buddhimatam Varishtam Vatatmajam Vanarayutha Mukyam Sriramadutam Anjaneyam Sharanam Prapadye Aham. Okay, this is the meaning. Aham is implicit from Prapadye. Okay, so let us look at the individual colorful descriptions of the Lakshana Vakyas, Lakshana Samastas of Anjaneya. Okay, Manojavam Manaha Iva Vegaha Yasya Saha Manojavaha. So Manojavam. Okay, one who has the speed of mind in traverse. That means who travels with the speed of mind. He will think and he will be there where he wishes to be. Okay, Manojavam. Okay, so that is the one. Then Maruta Tulya Vegam, another attribute for his speed. Okay, so Maruta Tulya Vegam, in fact, he is known as Maruti also, right? So he is supposed to be Vayuputra. So Maruta Tulya Vegam. So one who has comparable speed as that of wind god. Maruta Tulya Vegam. Tulya, Tolana means to be able to balance together and compare. So Tulya is that Lyabanta type sense of that same thing. Okay. Maruta Tulya Vegam. It's not actually Lyabanta. It is some pratyaya of the Tolana. I'm sure there is another Tadita technique for that. So Maruta Tulya Vegam. Okay, then Jitendriyam. So Jita Indriyam. So Jita Indriyam is an Indriyani Yena Jitaha Jitani Santi Saha Jitendriyaha. Bahuvrihi we say. Because it is neither about the Indriya nor about the victory over them. It is the one who has won over the Indriya, so the other. So because anything pointing to another other than the two words participating in the samasta, we call it Bahuvrihi Samasa. So this is a Bahuvrihi describing Anjaneya as a Jitendriya. Jitendriyam in karma position. Buddhimatam Varishtam. This is Shashti Bahuvachana. So amongst the ones with good brain, Buddhimatam. Okay, so this is called Matu Pratyaya. It's a Tadita Pratyaya added to Buddhi. So Buddhiman is the form that we get for Pullinga Ekavachana. Buddhimati or something like that we get for Strilinga. But here Buddhiman, Buddhiman Shabda, if you move it along the declensions of Namapada, in Shashti Bahuvachana, it takes the form Buddhimatam. Okay, Varishtam. Varishtaha is one who is the most celebrated superior position holder amongst them. So Buddhimatam Varishtam. Again, this is Shashti selection of the Varishta in that. Okay, one of the many. So Buddhimatam Varishtam. Okay, and that is karma position Varishtam. Okay, so that's a pair there. Then Vatatmajam. So here actually we earlier said he is Vayuputra, right? That is brought out using this beautiful Samastapada Vatatmajam. So Vayu also is called Vata, right? So Vatasya va Prayaha Akaranta. Vatasya Atmajam. That means one who is the part of born of the Atma of Vayu. That sense. Vatatmajam. Ja being the birth. So Vatatmajam, karma position again, to the one who is born in the essence of Lord of Winds. Then Vanara Yutha Mukyam. So he was one of the big senapatis of Sugriva, right? So Vanara Yutha Mukyam. So the one Yutha is a paryaya pada for Sainya. Okay, Yutha. Yutha Shabda. So Vanara Yutha is the Sainya of Vanaras, the army of capable monkeys. So Mukhya is a Senapati. So Vanara Yutha Mukhyam, karma position. Mukhyaha Mukyam. Okay. Sri Rama Dutam, we know that very well. Sri Ramasya Sakshat Dutaha Anjaneyah Tam Sri Rama Dutam. Okay. Sharanam Prapadye. I offer my Sharanu. I go in Sharanu to him. That kind of thing. See, that's what I surrender to Maruti. So now there is no direct reference to Maruti as such anywhere, but Maruti comes from Marut growth. Okay, Marut is the name for wind god, right? So Marut, Marutah apatyam puman Maruti अथवा Atmajam puman iti vadamaha. Sometimes it is not like actual normal apatya. So that's Maruti. That's another quality not there here, brought out here. The messenger of Sri Rama who travels with the speed of mind and wind. They combined this Manojavam Marututulya Vegam into one phrase there and has conquered the sense organs, Jitendriyaha, okay, Jitendriyam. He is the foremost amongst the wise people, Buddhimatam Varishtam. He is the son of wind god, Vatatmajam, Vatatmajaha, Vatatmajam. Then the leader of the monkeys, Vanara Yutha Mukyam, leader of the, you should actually qualify it as army of monkeys. Okay, better that way. Okay, just to know, Marutenana, Maru, I think that's not accurate vibhakti placement. Tulyaha vegaha yasya saha tam maruta tulya vegam. Then jitani indriyani yena saha. Yasya saha. Jitani indriyani yena saha. Saha jitendriyaha tam jitendriyam. Like that. Vatasya atmajaha. Vataha vatasya atmajaha tam. Then vanaranam yutaha tasya pramukaha tam. Sri Ramasya dutaha tam. So everywhere this tam indicates the karma placement of the corresponding words. Okay. So let's read this once, memorize it and move forward. Manojavam Marutatulya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Vatatmajam Vanarayutha Mukyam Sri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapadye. Nice one. There are some errors here. Let's leave that alone. Don't go too much by what I have written. So next, another verse of Maruti. Buddhirbalam yashodhairyam nirbhayatvam arogita ajadhyam vakpatutvam cha hanumat smaranat bhavet. This is like a palashruti of Hanuman puja. Okay, Hanuman is another famous name for him, right? So that's what. So let me read that slowly again. Buddhir bhalam yasho dhairyam nirbhayatvam arogita ajadhyam vakpatutvam cha hanumat smaranat bhavet. So this is a stuti prayer praising the potential fruits of offering our Sharanagati to Hanuman. Okay, in the imagination of the Kavi who imagined this. Okay, so what he says, the what Kavi says is something and something and something and something may it happen with the memory, with us remembering Hanuman, like that. Hanumat smaranat etad bhavet iti suchana. Okay, so kim buddhir balam. So the strengthening of buddhi, sharp mind, strengthening of the buddhi. Sharpness is the strengthening of buddhi. So that's why buddhir balam. Yashaha, success in whatever undertaking that we do and general progress upward in life. Yashaha. Then dhairyam, that courageousness of mental fortitude, that is dhairyam. Then nirbhayatvam, fearlessness. Okay. Then arogita, swasthyam. Swasthyam can be arogita also, right? Bereft of any illnesses. Arogita. That is that. Ajadyam, non-laziness, which means very virulent active status. Ajadyam. Okay. Then vakpatutvam, Patu means one who is good and expert in something. Vakpatu is one who is expert in oration, vak. Okay, so Vakpatutvam is that lakshana of a Vakpatu, or the ability to be oratory or oration. You can conclude as Vakpatutvam. Okay, cha Hanumat Smaranat Bhavet. Okay, Hanumatah Smaranat, Hanumat Smaranat, like that. So here actually again Samastapada has been applied. Okay, so Shashti Tatpurusha we call it. Okay. That may happen. So what is the karta here? Smarana. Smarana is the karta. Smaranat bhavet. No, 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 no. Kim bhavet? Sorry, sorry, not that. These things are actually, I should not say they are all karma padas. Buddhir balam bhavet. So this is actually the karma. Okay, these are all in, you can say some of them are in Stri, some of them are in Napumsaka. So Buddhir Balam is Napumsaka, Dhairyam Napumsaka, Nirbhayatvam Napumsaka, Arogita Stri, Strilinga, Ajadyam Napumsaka, Vakpatutvam Napumsaka. So Vakpatutvam Bhavet, Ajadyam Bhavet, etc. 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 In us, Mayi or Asmasu Bhavet iti. बुद्ध्याः बलं यशः धैर्यं निर्भयत्वम् अरोगिता अजाड्यं वाचि पटुत्वं च हनुमतः स्मरणात् अस्मासु भवेत्. May it all happen in us. Somebody was having a question, I thought. There was a brief unmute attempt.
Yeah, Arogita is Striling, na, you said?
Correct, Bhagini. Arogita is Striling. Arogita. Because the ta ending is a stritva, it's not arogitam, arogita. So since arogita, it is a strilinga. Lakshana of arogya is arogita, that is in strilinga. Sometimes lakshanas come in different lingas. Mostly it has come in napumsaka. We see buddhir balam yashaha pullinga. See, that is actually a pullinga word. Like this, there is a mixture. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Now, Kavi could have used even Bhave. He used Bhavet, so we have to individually apply it. Buddhir Balam Bhavet, Yashah Bhavet, like that. Okay. Buddhir Balam Yasho Dhairyam Nirbhayatvamarogita Ajadyam Vakpatutvam cha Hanumat Smaranad Bhavednaha. I'll say again, if the pada allowed Bhavednaha Asmakam iti, it would have been nice. Because the Kavi is allowed to put a Gurvakshara in the end. So I think there would be a Patabeda where you'll find Bhavednaha. Could be a Patabeda without killing the meter. Okay. Usually, for example, see ta, dirgha indicates that dirgha is anyway by default is assumed is allowed also in the pada. So bhavenaha could have been fine, but I don't know whether that will end up adding an akshara. Let us check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is a shloka meter only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, cha is Padapuraka. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, Hanumat Smarana is one word. 4, 5, 6. This is also merging. Dba. Okay. 6, 7, 8. So it's counted because of the posterior state, but so we can make it Bhavenaha. No problem. Okay. Yeah. Okay, what do we have here? As we know, the Hinduism was quite strong about a millennia and behind ago in parts of Indonesia and Bali especially. So this is a Balinese painting of Ramayana. what this beautiful panel, Balinese panel of Ramayana shows is Ashokavana. What you are seeing there is Ashokavana, and this is Sita, Ma Sita, very, very colorfully depicted by them. And then, who is her visitor here? Hanuman. So realistically, in their own, because they have their own variety of vanaras. So this vanara is in their style, beautiful. So he's there with all the standard Balinese nakhas you see there, both their hands. So here Hanuman is talking to Sita about, how Rama sent him, and he'll be very pleased to know she's kind of fine, and he'll come soon save you and all that. In fact, what Hanuman tells Sita, just 2 3 days ago, our Guru Varya was saying what Valmiki has said. He actually says that, I know you are a Pativrata and you don't touch another male, but I am not any other male. I am a Duta. I am a servant of you and Rama, and there is absolutely no sparsha, this thing, dosha that will come to you. You just sit on, I will become big, you just sit on me and I will carry you back. And apparently Sita tells him, not for that reason, Rama is what he is, and he has to rescue me. That's what kind of summarily she dismisses that appeal. I don't know now, it's actually Valmiki Ramayana or some other Kavi's color edition. I would like to check sometime, because I'm very interested to read Hanuman and Sita exchange. It will be one of the enlightening portions of Ramayana for us to learn from. Okay, and then we have this one very much in a Madhubani sketch painting style. I just so love it. Artist name is half visible. I don't know who it is, but this is Hanuman again with the Anguliyakam mani. I think, yeah, whatever that. That is been given by Rama to prove that indeed it was Rama who sent him and he's not a fake, because she would very much know that. Okay. Yeah, actually there is another section in Ramayana that is very, very heartrending again. It's a Rama is crying about Sita having been, being absent in the ashrama after they come back after killing Maricha and all that, right? So then he's lamenting and he's crying, and he finds this evidentiary um, pieces of various jewels that she has dropped along the way, if you remember. So he points one by one to them, saying, "Hey, Lakshmana, do you recognize this? Oh, my dear Sita, oh, like that." Then Lakshmana tells Rama, "Hey, Rama, I only know one abharana of Sita, that is her padanguli." Papa. That is the only thing I have ever clapped my eyes on, because I only do Pada Puja to Sita, and I absolutely don't have any recognition of the other Abharanas that you are telling and lamenting about. It's too beautiful. Yeah. मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वमरोगिता अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्. Now you know why in verses Kavis are very reluctant to simply throw spaces. For them, the prasa, the eka aksharatva is very critical, right? So dakara joining with bakara, you may think there are two letters, no? Dba, okay? And like that it moves. All right. And here also, because of font limitation, it has become separated. The takara belongs in the sma cluster. Sma, sma. Hanumat smarana. Sma is one syllable. Okay. As we learn about this vritti, prasa, anuprasa, and meter, etc. things, we are taught to how to cluster them, despite the written style being, having issues in them. So we move on to the next section. Veni Samharam iti Samskritavangmaya Parichayaha. So there is a parichaya of a new storyline of Samskritavangmaya. So let us take help from someone to read through this. Harshita Varye.
Mahodaya.
Mahodaya. So you Veni Samharam story, I leave it in your capable hands to read through slowly for us.
Veni Samharam. The author of the drama is Bhatta Narayana. The drama is based on an episode from the Mahabharata. The story starts with Krishna's efforts for peace on behalf of the Pandavas and ends with the killing of Duryodhana and the tying of Draupadi's braid of hair.
So this braid, the tying of Draupadi's braid of hair, that is the title actually. Veni Samharam. Samharam has two different interpretation. One is of course the killing aspect. We take Samhara that also, but here it is collection of the hairs hair, into a veni, into a what you call jade in Kannada. I don't know whatever that. What's in English? I forgot almost. Plate, yeah. Tying the hair into a plate is Veni Samhara. Braid also, correct. It's there. I am not sorry about that. Continue, Bhagini.
Veni means braid of hair and Samhara means tying.
I was being
The
impatient.
theme of
There
the
is
drama is this. Sri Krishna goes on to the
Bhagini,
Mahodaya.
sorry for breaking in between. Read from the theme, yeah.
The theme of the drama is this. Sri Krishna goes to the Kauravas for a peace treaty. The peace efforts are not to Bhima's liking. The peace efforts break down. The war is inevitable. Bhima is delighted. The war begins. Drona dies in the war. The anger of the Ashwathaman, the son of Drona, is doubled on account of this. Meanwhile, due to a quarrel between Ashwathaman and Karna, Ashwathaman relinquishes his arms, declines to fight. Thereafter, Dushashana and Karna die in the battle. Duryodhana enters the lake. Then the insulting words of Bhima force him to come out and fight. Bhima kills him in the fight. Then he plaits the hair of Draupadi into a braid. Dharmaraja is coronated. The
Playwright. Yeah.
playwright has dramatized in 6 acts the lengthy story of the Mahabharata from the Udyoga Parvan to the Salya Parvan, sustaining the interest throughout. The drama exactly conforms to the rules of dramaturgy.
Dramaturgy. I mean, that is some technical title. Dramatology or dramaturgy, something like that. Okay.
In Sanskrit. The technical Sandhyanga arrangement is very well evident in the drama.
Thank you, Bhagini. So very well read. Thanks for walking us through the storyline. So
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
couple of Dhanyawada, Bhagini. So couple of interesting things. See, Krishna tries to, tries to not have the war. In fact, Kunti and all would have had a long chat. Anyway, he tries not to have the war, but that becomes inevitable. Probably Krishna knew it anyway. But Bhima is delighted. Bhima is itching for a war. He is like Obelix. Then Drona, that is Ashwatthama's father. Okay, he dies in the war in the Drona Parva. So then anger of Ashwathaman, they have used Ashwathaman here as the Pratipadika. The Ashwathama iti Pratama Ekavachane. Okay. So Ashwathama, but they have used the Pratipadika in English, Ashwathaman, like that. Okay. Anger of Ashwathaman, the son of Drona, etc., etc. And then the argument between him and Karna and Ashwathaman refusing to, uh, take actually he would have been identified as the next guy to go and lead the Kauravas and something like that. So then Ashwathaman relinquishing his arm, and thereafter Dushasana and Karna dying in the battle. But if you really notice later, Ashwathaman does some heinous stuff. He does some, you can say, Abrahmanic and non-Kshatriya type of action in the war. If you remember, he kills um, during non-war time all the progeny of Pandavas. Anyway, thereafter Dushasana and Karna die in battle. Okay, so subsequently they are also Duryodhana is the one who's left to try and lead, but he enters a lake, and then all this argument with Bhima. Episodes in the original Vyasa's Kavya we have to try and read. Okay, but this is summary is from the re-dramatization of that all those episodes by Bhatta Narayana in Veni Samharam. So it's a drama. That means it's a Rupakam, Natakam, or some other variant of Rupakam in Samskritam. Okay. So it says, this is incorrect. You should never separate this play and write. It's one word, playwright. Okay. That's how it is spelled. English is a strange language. Okay. And yeah, Udyoga Parva to Shalya Parva is what is contained in this. Before the war, all the way into the middle of the war. Yeah. So that means rules of dramaturgy here refers to how there should be a sutradhara, how the background actions, what is the scene change, all this to be enacted. And also other rules are, you should put Samskritam and Prakritam correspondingly in the characters' mouths accurately, and so on and so forth. And then obviously there is some appreciation of the nature of Sandhi and Sandhyanga. Sandhyanga means parts of the Sandhi arrangement. That means probably he plays with Sandhi words very carefully in his drama. So that's only if we go into deep study we will appreciate that. Okay, so all this story is always an opportunity for us to appreciate the art, which is imagined, how this is visualized by our artists. So Raja Ravi Verma's paintings are available, some of them here. This is not Ravi Verma, but these three are used very clearly. So you can see this is the Vastrapaharana with Dushasana led on, goaded by Karna is the character there. Don't imagine that to be even Duryodhana. I think it is Karna. He had a very active role in that whole episode. And then here we have not able to recall what's happening here. I kind of revised it, but I've forgotten what this is. Okay, anyway. So it must be Draupadi. Why she's holding some kalasha, I don't understand. Anyway, so here is probably Krishna in the court of Dhritarashtra, who has come as a messenger of peace and avoiding war, right? Before the war's onset. So that scene, very interesting. Okay, and here is the masterpiece of the whole Veni Samharam. So here it's Bhima, literally taking out the heart of Duryodhana and the blood being collected in a vessel for later on tying the hair and all that. That very dramatic scene, gory scene is there in that art, well depicted. Okay, so let us see what is the second half of the Katha portion to be learned today. Who can help us? Whom do we have here? Venkateshwarya, can you participate now? Nothing is heard. Okay, sorry, Venkateshwarya. So Vasuki Varye, as usual, is jumping into the fray with her hand up and unmuted and ready. So how can I stop her? Yes, madam, your turn.
Thank you, sir.
Please read.
Vrichakatikam.
Hmm.
The author of the drama is Shudraka. The theme of the drama is the love story of Charudatta and Vasantasena. There is an episode of clay cart, Nritta, clay, Shakatika, toy cart, here after which the play is named. Charudatta.
Just a pause. Just actually between my morning session and during my lunch break, I was watching on YouTube a live event that happened just a while back in Bengaluru in Gokhale Institute. So one great multilinguist scholar by the name R. Ganesh, who is also an Shatavadani, I think. So he has reimagined this very same Mritchakatikam, and he interprets Shakatikam as dream. So muddy dream or something like that. Some equivalent name in Kannada he has Mannina Swapna, like that he calls it. Okay, so he has reimagined this in a colorful way and authored it. And he Bhairappa, the greatest one of the greatest living Kannada scholars today, he was himself there as a critic, having thoroughly reviewed that work and providing lot of insight how what he read and how things could have been somewhat different, and he was even giving appreciation where it was due and acidic comments where it was due, very honestly. It was very interesting program. I has watched part of it. So it was very interesting for me, saying I knew that Murchakatikam will come as a story in the afternoon, and opportunistically I was seeing. That means even today there is a world out there that is working very hard to continue to give newer interpretations and color in local language, etc., for all these fantastic storylines. Okay, they are trying to reimagine it as the Kavis did in the past with further interpretation that appeals to their own heart. And in fact, Bhairappa was a little bit harsh on Sri Ganesh, saying, "Why didn't you write it in Samskritam?" Because he says, "When I read your Kannada, it is with the heart of Samskritam you have written. It's very clear to me. You should write it in Samskritam and then in Kannada." Or in fact, I said, "Okay, you have written it in Kannada, that is great, but please write it in Samskritam yourself. I don't want somebody to translate it, because I want your thoughts in Sanskritam to come out in it. You are a very good Sanskrit scholar, and probably everything is in Sanskritam in your head when you think, because you know so many languages. The one language that your mind is capable of analyzing is probably in Sanskritam, like that he described. So it was very powerful speech by Bhairappa, one of the greatest Kannada scholars of the day. Okay, so Bhagini, you continue.
Okay. Charudatta, who was once a rich man, is now a poor man. He is a man of noble qualities. He is deeply in love with a courtesan called Vasantasena. One day, Vasantasena deposits her ornaments with Charudatta. Then the ornaments are stolen by a thief. Charudatta sends in return the pearl necklace of his wife with the report that he lost the deposited ornaments in the game of dice. In the meanwhile, the stolen ornaments come into the hands of Vasantasena through her maid servant called Madanika. When Vasantasena comes to Charudatta to return the ornaments, saying that she lost the pearl necklace in the game of dice, Charudatta's son is crying with a demand for a golden cart to play with. He has only a clay cart to play with. Vasantasena puts her ornaments into the clay cart, leaving a message for Vasantasena that she should come in the cart Charudatta has left for the garden. Due to exchange of cards, Vasantasena falls into the hands of the wicked Shakara. Shakara strangles her and thinks that she is dead. Then he shifts the crime onto Charudatta. Charudatta is proved the criminal in the court and is sent to the gallows. Meanwhile, with the help of a monk, Vasantasena survives and comes on the scene. Shakara is exposed. Charudatta is released from the gallows and his marriage with Vasantasena takes place. The playwright has very nicely depicted the life of the ordinary men in the ancient society in this drama. The language used in this drama is very much akin to the spoken language.
Excellent. So, you can see not everything is what you call brought from some portion of Ramayana, Mahabharata, as has been the case for so far in many examples we saw. So this one seems to be a semi-realistic depiction of a real life type of thing, where normal people falling in love, etc., and all kinds of harsh punishments, murder, any color that you can imagine which is happening today used to happen then also, is very clear. Okay, so very practical storyline, some kind of a uh, tragedy in between, but hopefully with a kind of good ending, a happy ending, not necessarily tragic ending. So very interesting storyline. So here the dramatization is the thing. Drama, you see, again another drama. The author is Shudrakaha. Shudrakaha. So it's also much celebrated, and it's in more simple language, spoken version. So the focus is on the storyline perhaps rather than in the language. So it's interesting that way. Okay. So again, Raja Ravivarma is never lost to dramatize and picturize beautiful works like this. So he has he has done his work. So that's what we are seeing here. Okay, and of course there is a Marathi. Oh no, this is not Marathi. Mritchakatikam classical play in English version. Okay, should. So this is another penguin classic on the same. So even today people are rewriting, reimagining, retranslating, working on this beautiful plays. Okay. So this is of course the work of Shudraka. I don't know how long ago. At least a millennia ago for sure, or more. So we saw two storylines. Okay. Veni Samharam of Bhattanarayana, and the characters of Veni Samharam are from Mahabharatam. So we saw the story of Krishna's peace treaty, Bhima, Ashwatthama, mention of Drona, Karna, Dushasana, and then the episode of the braid, etc. And so it goes from, key things to remember, it goes from Udyoga Parva to Shalya Parva. Okay, and it is coming in 6 acts. That means it has 6 scenes, scene changes in the play. Okay, maybe from Parva to Parva, I don't know. It may be are his own cuts. We don't know the cuts how he has done. So interesting. So then we have this Mritchakatikam of Shudraka, another drama. The name is very imaginatively given to be apparently the clay cart, but Kavis interpret this to mean a muddy dream type of thing, which is, I think, a more thoughtful translation of Mritchakatikam with respect to the storyline. Yeah. So Vasanta Sena is the heroine, Charudatta is the hero, and all that thing ensues. Madanika is a character that comes as a maid. Okay, and then there is the son of Charudatta whose name is not mentioned. Story of some confusion of gold and clay cart, maybe very, very, very symbolic. Gold cart, clay cart. Then we have the Shakara. The Shakara, sorry, Shakaraha. So like Panini and this is not Panini and Shakara. This is a character named Shakara, Shakaraha. So he is the villain in this drama, and he tries to strangle the heroine, and he thinks he has killed her and all that. But luckily, she survives due to another good soul, some monk, some rishi. And so nice story. All right. Okay, so now time for the questions will come on this. Okay. So you remember the name of the Kavi, name of the Kavya, okay, characters and the rough episode list and any numbers that relate 6 acts and from where, which parva to which parva, what is the source Kavya. These are all important key points to remember. Okay. So you should, some questions may be asked about them. Similarly about Mritchakatikam also. Okay. So it's all in English. So at this level, they don't want to tire you with reams of Sanskrit. But in the next level onwards, they will switch around and explains these type of things in Sarala Sanskritam only, so that you can uh, get double benefit from the description. You can not only understand the storyline, you can appreciate how that is all in Sanskrit and you needed to decode and understand that. Okay, so that's the double benefit. Now we come to the Katha segment of the 10th lesson, which is the 6th segment, Katha. So Vairagyena eva triptihi. So only through renunciation there is contentment. Only when we reject things do we actually become content with it. Actually become content with life. That's what we should say. Okay, because we don't have any more desires with Vairagya. Okay. Uh, Vairagya is described as detachment, is the correct term for it in English. So we have possibly two readers who can help us with this. Somewhere in the middle of this paragraph, we can stop from one reader and switch around. So I think I'll call on Meena Muttaya as the first reader and Milind Badkundri as the second reader to be ready when we switch around. So Meena Muttaya, you're going to start us off with Sanskritam reading. The usual practice is we take a pause and I see if there is something smart I can say and we move on. Continue, Bhagini.
Sir, actually, I'm traveling. Sorry, sir. I'll just
Oh,
listen.
no problem, no problem. Stand by.
Okay.
Thanks for
Thank you. Thank you.
pre-informing. That is helpful. Rupa Jadhav Varye, you can step in for Meena ji.
Yes, sir.
हाँ भगिनी.
वैराग्येण एव तृप्तिः चन्द्रगुप्तः मेघदेशस्य नृपः.
No, not Meghadesha. Check it carefully.
मगधदेशस्य नृपः.
Rupaha. Pause there. So Chandragupta is the king of Magadha Desha. Magadha is the name of the Desha. So Magadha Deshasya Nrupaha. So he was the king of Magadha. Continue.
तस्य मन्त्री चाणक्यः.
His minister was you can imagine Asit we have to put everywhere. So was Chanakya. Okay. So since the dhatu Kriyapada is not given, we have to use Asit like that. Continue.
सः तपोधनः राजतन्त्रज्ञः.
Rajatantrajnah.
राजतन्त्रज्ञः.
Okay, no problem, Bhagini. Tantrajnah. It is a twister. I know.
Okay. च आसीत्.
So he was tapodhanah. See, tapaha eva dhanam tapodhanam. Okay, and then tapodhanam yasya saha tapodhanah. It is a bahuvrihi later, but first this is tapaha eva dhanam tapodhanam. What that means is, for one whom austerity itself was riches. Okay, where austerity itself is the richness, it is called tapodhanam, and tapodhanam yasya saha tapodhanah is the bahuvrihitva part of it. So he didn't have any material riches. For him, his austere practices and jnana that he obtained from it itself was his richness. That's how he's described as a rich fellow, rich with austerity, not anything else. And then Rajatantra Jnaha. Jnaha is used to mean Yasya Jnanam Asti Saha Jnaha. Okay, so it's a Taddita technique. So we take the Jna Dhatu and put Purushatva in it, saying one with that is Jnaha. Okay, so that Tantrajnaha is one who is actually we should come from the left. Rajatantram. So Rajatantraha va, Rajatantram va, I'm not sure about the linga, but anyway, Rajatantra is the all the mechanisms and machinations, knowledge of all the machinations needed for ruling a kingdom. That is called Rajatantra. Politics. Okay, political science. So political science knower. So Chanakya was a knower of political science or an expert in political science. See how that construction. Rajatantrajnaha. Cha asit. So he was that also. Continue, Bhagini.
मन्त्री अपि सः एकस्मिन् अटजे वसति स्म उटजे वसति स्म.
Even being a mantri, despite being a mantri san api, something like that has to come, but they have not avoided that. Mantri api, despite being a mantri, saha, that fellow, ekasmin utaje vasati sma. Utaja is like a simple hut. Okay, hutment you can call it utaja. Okay, I don't know what is the engineering of the uta and ja. Ja is born of some uta. So we have to see what is this uta portion explains. But collectively it means kutira or a hutment, something like that. So he used to live in a simple hut despite being a great mantri. Continue, begin.
वैराग्य भावनया सह पूर्णः आसीत्.
He was complete with the feeling of non-attachment. So he didn't feel he needed anything to become more. Okay, that's what. Continue.
एकदा नृपः चाणक्याय कम्बलान् समर्पितवान्.
So once this our king Chandragupta gave kambalam. See, we use in Kannada still kambali. That. So this is the warm woolen bed cover or body cover, you can call it. So that he gave many of them to Chanakya. Okay, Samarpitavan gives the sense of he did the respectful arpana to Chanakya of these things. Okay, I don't know what was the intention of Drupa. It meant that it is for you only. I am giving something like that. Continue, sir. Continue, Bhagini.
एतान् कम्बलान् दारिद्रेभ्यः ददातु इति सः सूचितवान्.
Daridrebhyah. Okay. So etan kambala. So it was not meant for Chanakya. He, addition to Samarpana, he told etan kambalan, karma positioning, bahuvachana. These blankets, daridrebhyah, to the daridras, dadatu, you give. Iti saha suchitavan. So he indicated. That means saha is nrupaha kam Chanakyam Suchitavan. Continue, Bhagini.
ददातु इति सः सूचितवान्. चाणक्यस्य उटजन् नगरात् बहिः आसीत्.
Chanakyasya, of Chanakya, the Kutira, the Utajam, Napumsaka. Okay. Nagarat Bahihi Asit. Okay, from the town outside it was. So we seen with Bahi this At Panchami sense, right? So that's so Nagarat Bahihi Asit. So it was outside. Continue, Bhagini.
केचन चोराः कम्बलान् उपहर्तुं चिन्तितवन्तः.
Chintitavantah. Very good. Kechana choraha. See, this is another chichana prayoga. K is the word. Chana means some people. Okay. Kechana in pullinga. Kahako K with chana. It could have been kechit or kechana. Both are same. So kechana choraha. Some robbers. Kambalan. Karmapada. Bahuvachana. So the blankets as targets. Apahartum. In order to take away, in order to take away, in order to steal. Chintitavantaha, they planned, they thought. Continue.
ते रात्रौ चाणक्यस्य उटजन् प्रविशन्.
Pravishan. Pravishan, correct. Sorry, I also misread. Pravishan. So, those robbers, ratrau, in the night, see Saptami placement, time. Chanakyasya, of Chanakya, Utajam, the Kutira, Pravishan, this is karma position. Utajam is Napumsaka, but it is in karma position here, for the karma, for the Pravesha. Pravishan, okay? Avishan, okay? Lang, Bhutakala, Bahuvachana, pra plus Avishan, Pravishan, okay? They entered it like that. So, they entered the Kutira of Chanakya in the night. Continue, Bhagini.
मध्यरात्रसमयः.
You see this sentence, one word finished, no need for anything. So we can expand it now. Madhyaratra samayaha, pluck like that. You know, storytelling goes like that. Na? Your grandmother won't tell, wo din madhyarat ho gaya tha and all that. Madhyarat tha, madhyarat. Like that she will say, and that's enough. Kids get all the rest. Same sense. Madhyaratra samayaha. Like that. With drama you have to state it. Then it's clear. Tada madhyaratra samayaha asit. We can build all that. Continue, Bhagini.
शीतकालः.
Also cold time. Winter.
अतीव शैत्यम् आसीत्.
It was biting cold. Biting cold is the English phrase we have to translate. Ativa is actually means a lot of cold, but we should use the correct English phrase. Some beautiful phrases are there in each language. If we know, never miss the opportunity. So, biting cold was there.
तथापि चाणक्यः कटे सुप्तः आसीत्.
Even then, even despite it being biting cold, our Chanakya in his mat, on his mat, sorry, upon his mat, that is kate, okay, suptaha asit. He was a fellow who was asleep. That means he was asleep. Okay. Thanks, Bhagini. Well read. Milindvarya, you can participate.
Yes, sir.
So from there you have to take off.
तस्य पत्नी अपि कटे एव सुप्ता आसीत्.
Oh, even his wife was, of course, sleeping on the same kata. So both of them were sleeping on that mat.
What is that?
Parshve.
Parshve
means beside.
Beside, okay. Parshve kambalanam rashihi eva asid.
So beside them, tayoho parshve. We have to read tayoho because Chanakya and his patni are there. So tayoho parshve is implicit there because parshve means parshve of what? So tayoho parshve, katasya parshve, something like that we have to read. Kambalanam rashihi eva asid. The whole heap, rashi, heap of these blankets was there next to them. Continue.
Choranam ascharyam.
For the choras, okay, but here is the sense of the choras, of the thieves. This is the Sanskritam Shaili. Of the thieves, surprise, enormous surprise, ascharyam, like that. That means the thieves were surprised, is the translation. Continue, sir.
Parshve kambalanam rashireva asti.
So they are seeing, oh, beside them, there is a huge heap of kambalas.
Chanakyah kambalam vina nidram karoti.
But this Chanakya, in this deep cold, without the blanket, he is happily asleep.
चोराः चौर्यं न अकुर्वन्.
So these thieves, they were so overcome by this shock. They did not. They forgot to steal and go. So they gave up on their thought of stealing.
ते चाणक्यं प्रबोधितवन्तः.
See, prabodhana means to make somebody alert. That means they here in this sense is they woke him up. So they woke up Chanakya. So prabodhitavantaha. This is in plural because they. Okay. So they became the fellow who woke up Chanakya, who is the target in karma. So if you see in Hindi, na, wo logon ne चाणक्य को प्रबोधित किया गया मानव हो गए. ये सब है ये प्रबोधितवंतः. You don't use like that in Hindi or in Kannada or anything like that. But so in Kannada, if I want to literally translate, avaru ಚಾಣಕ್ಯನನ್ನು ಎಬ್ಬಿಸಿದವರಾದರು. Like that we have to say. We don't speak like that anymore in our mother tongues, right? But in Sanskrit it is natural. This ta prayoga, tap, like that it comes. Okay, continue, sir.
चोराः चाणक्य पार्श्वे कम्बलानां राशिरेव अस्ति. तथापि त्वं किमर्थं भूमौ शयनं करोषि इत्यपृच्छन्.
Well done. So these thieves, choraha, blah 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 blah, iti apruchan. So there is a sandhi there, iti plus apruchan, ityapruchan. That is the yana sandhi. You are going to learn about that in the next level. So choraha, something something, they asked. Pruchati means to question, to ask. No, apruchan is they questioned. Because of plurality, it's in bahuvachana, in lang. Okay, choraha something apruchan, like that. So what thing? Hey Chanakya, hey, I am adding sambodhana pratamasi hrasva Chanakyaha, no, hey Chanakya, that is the sambodhana pratama. Parshve, this is coming third time now. Beside, next to you, Kambalanam Rashireva asti. Third repetition. There is this heap of, maybe the story name should have been Parshve Kambalanam Rashi, like that. Parshve Kambalanam Rashireva asti. Tatapi, despite that, Tvam, you, Kimartam, for what good purpose? Bhumau shayanam karoshi, sleep on the earth without using them, like that. Continue, sir.
चाणक्यः उक्तवान् कम्बलाः नृपेण दत्ताः.
Chanakya told, one by one we'll go, it's a little long quote. So Chanakya told, Kambalaha nrupena dattaha, these blankets were given by the king. He is unperturbed by being woken up by the thieves in the imagination of whoever wrote this katha. These are all kathas, by the way. Nobody knows. It is a kind of coloring the character of these persons. Okay. Yeah. Te daridre. You have to continue.
ते दरिद्रेभ्यः दातव्याः.
Oh, so they have to be given to daridras. Okay. Ramaya Ramabhyam Ramebhyah. Same Ramebhyah is there in daridrebhyah. Okay. So Chaturthi Bahuvachana. Okay. Because a Dana Kriya is involved, the receiver is in Chaturthi. Daridrebhyah Datavyaha. Datavyaha is in plural because of Kambalaha. Kambalani. Kshamyatam. Continue.
श्वः प्रभाते वितरणं करिष्यामि.
Again, Saptami of a Kala. Prabhate, in the early morning. Okay. Bha means light. Prabha means early morning light here. Prabhate, during the early morning light. Like that. Shvaha, tomorrow. Vitaranam karishyami. Shvaha is in permanent Saptami. It is an avyaya. It is in permanent Saptami, you can conclude. Whenever it comes, you can imagine it to be a adhikarana holder in relationship to the verb. So then Vitaranam Karishyami, distribution I will do. Karma of his karya is Vitarana. Karishyami is the karma and it's in a Rit Bhavishyat Kala. Karishyami. Shvaha Kila. तो करिष्यामि इति उपयुक्तम् अस्ति. Continue, sir.
तेषाम् उपयोगं कर्तुं मम नास्ति अधिकारः.
तेषां कम्बलानाम् उपयोगं कर्तुं कर्म ऑफ कृ धातु उपयोगं कर्तुं okay use to do mama nasti adhikaraha, there is no right of me. So this is the sense mama nasti, of me there is no right, like that. So that adhikara is not mine, that's how we translate the it is not my right to use them, like that. Continue.
किंच अहं विरक्तः सदा तृप्तः इति.
Why so? Because I don't consider myself as a daridra is one thing. Because I am a tripta. A tripta can never be a daridra. That's what he is trying to say. Aham viraktaha, with my renunciation of desire, I am always eternally a satisfied fellow. So there is no daridrya. I don't consider myself as a daridra. So I don't become a patra for receiving even one kambalam from this set. Like that sense. Kincha, you see this? See, this is another popular standard sandhi, you will say. Kimcha. This is how we say in Kannada. Yakendre. We say in Kannada, no? Yentukku anna. In Tamil or in Hindi. Kyonki. Kyonki has this kincha sense. Okay?
Mahoday,
Huh.
Viraktah would mean like irritated also, perhaps.
No. Vairagyam, yes.
Achha, it comes from Vairagyam.
Rakta here comes from raga, that attachment sense.
Okay.
Okay, so sada triptah iti. Okay, so last few sentences. Continue, sir.
इदं श्रुत्वा चोरेषु लज्जा उत्पन्ना.
Having heard this, idam, etat. Okay, so others variant. So idam shrutva, having heard this, choreshu, amongst the choras. See again, bhava is lajja, placement is in the choras. Okay, so choreshu lajja utpanna got generated, lajja got generated in the thieves. Okay, continue.
अन्येषां द्रव्यस्य उपयोगेन अधर्मः भवति इति चाणक्यस्य विचारः अस्ति.
Anyesham, of the others. Okay, esham, anyesham. Okay, of the others, like that. Dravyasya upayogena, using of the object. Dravya here meaning some material object. Okay, could even be gold, could be any other utilitarian item. So dravyasya upayogena, by the usage, adharmaha, that is how to translate this. Crossing of the tenets of austere, of good life. That's all I can say. Adharma bhavati, will happen, iti. So Chanakyasya vicharaha, of Chanakya, the thought process, asti, it is. That's what the choras are thinking. See, look, this fellow, he's not even using what's probably deservedly a thing he can use. Continue.
वयं जीवने प्रतिदिनं अन्यस्य द्रव्यमेव अपहरामः. अधर्मः कूर्मः. अधर्मं कूर्मः. पापस्य संग्रहश्च भवति.
Very good. So vayam, we, jivane, in our lives. So there's another type of saptami. Okay, it's a kind of you can say it's more like a locative only, but locative spread of life. Okay, jivane pratidinam, every day. Anyasya dravyam eva, another fellow's material only we steal. Apaharamaha. Adharmam kurmaha, we commit sins. Papasya sangra, actually papa is sin. Okay, papasya sangrahascha bhavati. So the collection of sin credits will happen in us. Continue, sir.
इति चिन्तयित्वा ते चाणक्यं क्षमां प्रार्थितवन्तः.
So
ततः
having thought. One more sentence later. Iti
Yes, yes.
chintayitva. So having thought. See, tvanta. So having thought. Te choraha. Those thieves. Chanakyam karmapada. Chanakyam kshamam. See, this is a dvikarmaka prayoga. Chanakya is one karmapada who is the one who to whom they are doing prarthana, and the prarthana they are doing is kshama. So Chanakyam kshamam prarthitavantaha. Artha dhatu. Okay. So Chanakyam kshamam prarthitavantaha. So in the kta placement. So they did prayer of or ask. They asked the excuse, or what you call it, English word, forgiveness. Yeah, forgiveness of Chanakya. Last sentence.
ततः सज्जनाः अभवन् च.
After that, they became very good fellows also. Probably Chanakya, knowing Chanakya, he would immediately deployed them, saying, look, don't worry, take these Kambalas home, distribute it to the deserved. He would have delegated it immediately and made them good citizens from the next day. Because once they do such kind act, they will only do social work. So maybe later on they became volunteers, probably, whose life was taken care of by the kingdom. So you can imagine all that. Chanakya was the cleverest of the Amatyas. So nice story. Thanks for reading, Bhagini and Bhrata. So I think we have far exceeded our afternoon slot. So with this, we'll take a few questions with this story, conclude with that today. Okay. So what is the questions? What are the questions that we have? Etesham uttaram likhata. Chandraguptasya mantri kaha. Very easy.
चाणक्यः
Chandraguptasya mantri Chanakyah asit. Like that you answer, you give a little bit more elaborate. Nrupaha Chanakyam kim suchitavan?
एतान् कम्बलान् दरिद्राभ्य
Dadatu iti suchitavan. So one way to enhance the answer is Nrupaha Chanakyam kambalan datva etan, quote start, etan kambalan daridrebhyah dadatu, quote close, iti suchitavan. Would be nice to establish that having given the kambalan, but there is no need to enhance that. Etan kambalan indicates he gave them, so gave it to him. So that's what. Nrupaha kambalan daridrebhyah dadatu iti suchitavan. Iti Chanakyam suchitavan. I am trying to fit the space. Choraha Chanakyam kim पृष्टवन्तः?
पार्श्वे कम्पलानां राशि एव अस्ति तथापि त्वं किमर्थं भूमौ शयनं करोषि इति
Bhagini is ready with the answers. Cut. Very good. So that is that. Te tam kimartam bhumau shayanam karoshi iti prishtavantah. But you can enhance it. Parshve kambalanam rashireva asti tathapi bhavan kimartam bhumau shayanam karoshi he Chanakya iti prishtavantah. You can add all colors. Chanakyasya vicharah kaha asit?
अन्येषां द्रव्यस्य उपयोगेन अधर्मः भवति इति चाणक्यस्य विचारः
आसीत्. You switch to आसीत्. Okay, very good. Kambalanam upayogam kartum athva anyesham. That's what Bhagini said is more accurate. I picked the earlier part, but I think this phrase is the most fitting. Anyesham dravyasya upayogena. So Kambalanam upayogam kartum mama adhikarah nasti iti Chanakyasya vicharah. But all these are his vicharas, but the most proper one would be anyesham dravyasya upayogena adharmah bhavati. That moral typically is the best. Okay, yeah. That we conclude the class today. So next Saturday we will catch up with a few art slides that are still remaining for this session, for this 10th lesson. And then we have I have prepared I will skip forward to show you what I have prepared. I have prepared a segment where येषु प्रवेशपाठेषु पठितानां व्याकरणस्य अंशानां पुनरावर्तनं एतत्तु मया परिचयस्तरस्य प्रथमपाठात् स्वीकृतमस्ति. That is using the first lesson of the next level. There is a very beautiful summary provided by Samskrita Bharati of the key grammar highlights of what we learned in the first level. So why don't we use that to see the key grammar highlights of what we are supposed to have learned and re-verify our knowledge. So we will spend some time with that. So possibly the Saturday session will be focused in this Punasmaranam. And then that is in the second half. In the first half, we will finish off the beautiful, colorful portions that remain. Okay. So from here onwards. And then after concluding Saturday, Sunday morning, 11 o'clock, we will start with a brisk question paper review. Hopefully we can finish, because it's not the intent to check how we are answering, why we are answering somewhere. We are just to summarize how to approach the answers, what thoughts to keep in mind, how to be cautious about reading all the questions, etc. is the focus going to be. Okay. So usually at Pravesha Stara, the question paper tends to be careful, doesn't try to code the questions only in Samskritam and leave it for you guys to guess everything. They try to give it in English and Kannada also. Bangalore question paper is trilingual usually. Every question paper is bilingual in that it will have one mother tongue plus Samskritam. But in Bangalore, they do a common question paper for Kannada fellows, for English fellows, with Samskritam questions also placed there. So that's how it will be. So we'll look at a prototype of a recent past question paper. Typically, we have been advised not to spend too much time revising question paper and such things, because it's not a kind of the aim of Samskrita Bharati to scare you with the thing. But my intent is, if the intent is to not scare you, then it is good to take a quick look at what's there so that you relax, because you will see that it's fairly straightforward and easy. Nothing to be afraid of. You should be very well able to do well in your exam. Okay, so that's why I'm doing it. So with that, let's do our prayer today with Chanakya to oversee our prayer. Any questions before I close out? Okay.
Yes, Mahoday.
Mahoday.
Mahoday, what would be implied by prabodhitavantah? Is it impress?
No, wake up. It's simply, in the end, it becomes wake up. Okay. But the original dhatu, budh or bodh, something like that, means to make aware, like that. Okay. So prabodhanam means with a positive intent to make aware. So because we know Chanakya was Supta, this Prabodhana would necessarily be making him awake first.
Okay.
And then to tell him something. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
The interpretation in context is they woke him up. In other context, it may be they taught him, they explained, etc. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Sahana bhavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, saha viryam karavavahai, tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai ai. Om shanti shanti shanti. Harihi om. Astu punaha milamaha agrima shanivasare. Namo namaha.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.